Hello and welcome to Technology Paul. We've been on the gaming theme recently, and today I want to talk to you about an innovative product for the Nintendo Switch. I'm talking about the Nitro Deck by Cracked, an accessory for the Nintendo Switch and Switch OLED designed to enhance comfort and speed during gameplay. It's essentially built for mobile gameplay, and it replaces the Joy-Cons you normally attach for that purpose. The Nitro Deck has been out for a while and has gotten really solid reviews so far. This was the first product from Cracked, a newer company made up of seasoned video game industry experts. The whole idea behind this accessory is that they believe they can provide a better mobile play experience than what is available through the standard Switch kit. In fact, it looks like things have been going well for Cracked, to the point where they now have a Nitro Deck Plus coming out later this year, and they're making a controller called the Neo S. So this gaming hardware startup has a lot of exciting things on the horizon. But let's get into their original product, the Nitro Deck. What exactly does it do, and is it any good? Let's dig in. Let's start with the basics. How do you get started with the Nitro Deck? Well, it's pretty straightforward. However, there's one important step they tell you to do right away. You need to go into your Nintendo Switch settings, navigate to controllers and sensors, and turn on Pro Controller wired communication. Effectively, since the Nitro Deck communicates to your Switch over a USB-C, you need to have wired connectivity activated. With that out of the way, detach your existing Joy-Con controllers. Then slide the Switch into the slot in the Nitro Deck. You should hear a satisfying click to know it's in place. In fact, it's very secure. Your Switch won't slide or fall out because it's locked in. To get it out of the Nitro Deck, you'll just need to slide up and hold the lever on the back and simultaneously slide out the Nintendo Switch. The first thing you'll notice about the Nitro Deck is how much bigger it makes your Nintendo Switch. I mean, compared to the standard experience, you're more than doubling the width of the console. It's also wider as the buttons are more spaced out. Plus, there are form-fitted hand grips on both sides. The Nitro Deck is designed for maximum comfort, so these features are certainly welcome. In fact, it's no wonder they call it the Nitro Deck, because at first glance, it looks like a Steam Deck with a similar form and dimensions. Beyond comfort, the Nitro Deck boasts some other well-received features. The big one is its claim of zero stick drift throughout the product's life. As you probably know, stick drift is a common problem in gaming controllers, where the on-screen cursor or character moves without the player's input due to wear and tear or dirt accumulation affecting the joystick's mechanical components. The Nitro Deck claims to achieve zero drift through the use of Hall effect thumbsticks. These thumbsticks have sensors that work by detecting magnetic fields. A small magnet is attached to the base of the thumbstick, and as the thumbstick moves, the Hall effect sensor detects changes in the magnetic field. This allows the controller to precisely determine the position of the thumbstick without any physical contact between moving parts, thereby significantly reducing the wear and tear that leads to stick drift. This ensures more accurate, responsive, and durable control over gameplay, offering a marked improvement over traditional joystick designs that rely on mechanical contact and are susceptible to degradation over time. I have only had the Nitro Deck for a month, so I can't put that claim to the test, but so far I've been pleased by the responsiveness. The thumbsticks are also swappable, which is a great idea. If you want to swap out your thumbstick for something more colorful or something with more grip, they sell a bunch of thumbstick packs on their website. I love that level of customization. Beyond the standard button layout you expect from the Switch, the Nitro Deck also features programmable back buttons for added pro-level control. Serious gamers will sometimes want to reprogram actions to a separate button to make their lives easier while playing. For example, you can program R3 and L3, which are by default a press down on the thumbstick, to a more traditional button on the back of the controller. With the back buttons, you can even program the button press to be a series of button presses, like a multi-button sequence. All you have to do is press the little program button on the back of the controller, wait for the cracked button to start flashing, and then program in your sequence of button presses. Then simply tap the button you want it programmed to, and then you're all set. On the back, the Nitro Deck also features a really solid kickstand for those times when you're watching YouTube or using a separate controller to play. Additionally, you'll notice there are two USB-C slots on the back, one labeled input and one labeled output. The input is meant for charging while you're playing. If you connect a USB-C here while playing, you'll stay charged up, as the Nitro Deck will pass through the power into the Switch console itself. The output USB-C slot is meant for another use case of the Nitro Deck. You can actually use it as a wired controller with the Switch docked into its TV docking station. So effectively, you're getting a product for portable gameplay and an additional Pro controller you can use even when playing on the TV. Really feels like the team at Cracked has thought of everything. So my general thought about the Nitro Deck is that it makes the Nintendo Switch feel like a much more serious handheld gaming system, especially because it looks and feels more like some of the mobile PC gaming systems out recently. Because it's built for comfort, you can benefit from a longer gaming session without getting hand cramps, and it just feels much more solid than the detachable Joy-Cons. That said, it also makes the Switch a lot bigger than usual, so the overall portability decreases slightly. That will also mean it won't fit into one of the standard Switch carrying cases out there. You will probably need an all-new carrying case. In fact, they sell one on their website, so you might need to pick that up as well. The Nitro Deck sells for about $70 US, which feels like a great deal to me. That's about the price of a Pro controller, for example. It adds a lot of comfort to your mobile gameplay, and I, for one, will be taking this thing with me whenever I travel with my Switch. Should you hold off and get the Nitro Deck Plus? Maybe. It will be shipping in the next 1 to 2 months, so you don't have to wait long. It will be more expensive at about $100, but it does come with a few additional features, including the ability to play on TV while the Switch is docked in the deck, and new programmable side kick buttons. I'll see if I can get my hands on it for a review and let you know if it's worth it. What do you think? Have you bought or tried the Nitro Deck? Did it make your gaming experience better? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor and click that like button, as it helps more people find this content. And of course, subscribe to my channel for more tech videos updated regularly. My main focus is on gadgets, smart home tech, and gaming. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe. Thanks, and we'll catch you in the next one.